Hey, we're back. All being well, live streaming again. My internet connection seems to be sorted itself out a little bit since last week. I had my live set on Saturday, and so I took a couple of days off, and I had a bit of a cold anyway, so I kind of needed to. Um, yeah, I think everything's looking good. Cool. So I'll just crack on. Yeah. Well, I thought I've made it to 100 subs now, so thanks everyone who's subscribed recently or who's been watching for a while. It's I wasn't expecting. I know that doesn't seem like a massive amount, but it's certainly the quickest that I've gained like followers on a platform before. Uh, I'm sure there's I'm sure there's plenty of other people out there watching or watching after the fact that will agree how hard it is to kind of get any kind of audience at all. And I've been plugging away at this stuff for years, and yeah, it's really hard work. So YouTube just seemed like a good place to try out, and I'm really pleased I've done it. And uh, yeah, so to celebrate the fact that that's kind of like a first milestone for me, really. I think it was only like earlier in the year that I maybe had about 20 subscribers or something like that. So it feels like things are heading in the right direction. And that I might talk through my live set fight one more time, not do a performance of it, and then package it up and just put it in the description for people to download and have fun with if they've got a Live 11 suite. Excuse me. Okay, so I'll switch my lenses back, and you can see now that you can see the APC, and you can see over this side I've got another controller here, which is like the nano control. Uh, my cousin got this for me, just um, and it's been great. I love anything that's got like lots of mappable controls that you're not forced to kind of use it like a push or something, where it's kind of a bit more customizable. And yeah, so I really like the fact, and it's got faders, and I love faders. I think faders are really good because you can do quick shifts with them. You can do stuff like that with a fader, whereas a knob it's a lot harder to move, do a rotational movement. So you can see the faders are mapped. See that moving on the first channel. It's just kind of how this controller is. It's automatically mapped to the faders. You can change the views and stuff. Change to like pan and send and device, where you can kind of go into the device view, and you can also. You've got some other controls here, but I really just use it for the clips and for the fact it's really small and really light. And I was at a mate's house the other night and just saw it on the desk there again, and it was just like, oh, it's so small. It just fits so neatly onto a desk, and it's really cheap, really cheap, really good value for money. And I like anything that's like good value for money and not too expensive, primarily because it's like you shell out a lot of money for this stuff, and like I've been sometimes you end up with not using it to its full extent, and you've shelled out like a couple of £100 on a synth or something. It's like yeah, it's a lot of money to shell out, so I'm always keen to like find the things that are good value for money and that can get the most mileage out of, more as a test of creativity than anything else, really. So yeah, so I've got all the clips in here. I'll just go through the channels one by one. I've kind of got a channel of breaks. So yeah, so all these faders are just assigned automatically to the faders in the channels, and I've got 8 channels here, and there's 8. It's 8 by 8 this grid, bit like the push. I think the push is the same. So that's great. So I've kind of kept everything going in like 8x8s, you know, just plenty of clips really. And then I also have a master fader as well. You see on the master, just to this side of me, master, which is great because you can have things playing and fade it in, and do the same with the other fader. Just good to have like a kill switch. Cool, and of course these buttons can stop it as well. The faders, for some reason, go up to 6. You know, they're full scale, obviously. So what I've done to mitigate that is I've put a little utility in and drop that down a bit, and do the same in this channel with breaks as well. I've got the utility there. And I actually kind of use it to adjust the overall gain as well. So if I'm finding a channel too loud, I'll do it in the utility rather than the fader, obviously, because I want the full scale ability to do, like, you know, stuff like this. Fade this in. But I might say, oh, that's too quiet or something. So I can click in and adjust the volume here, adjust the gain on this little thing. Cool. There's some beat repeats, doing subtle variations every now and again. 5% is pretty low, you know, but it just adds some variation in easily. It's the same on the first channel. And there's some EQ to cut the bottom off. Bass is really simple. I just kept everything in the bass really simple for this first run round. It's largely subs and 808s. Everything sounded really good actually on the system. Then I have all of this stuff set to tones, so that I can easily I could change the tempo and it would warp nicely. Great, okay. And then I've got pads on channel 4. Along with pad-like material. You could argue that's a vocal really, but so that was quite good to fade in stuff like that. Good for transitions. Cool. Then melodic parts. So these have got some follow actions, so they're randomly playing differently every time. Little switch now. So it's got that stuff's all just happening without me having to do anything. Then it's the same for these cymbals. They're 8-bar loops. A Ned Rush trick this is, where you create like a kind of reverberated cymbal hit. We'll listen to it. So it's a symbol, lots of space. So that is my trigger, knowing that every 8 bars is coming up, and you can kind of, it builds the anticipation along with, you know, stuff like this, the vocal that we had there. Hear the cymbal. So I've got that's really key. It kind of ties everything together, and I've got just lots of the same thing going through the set, because they're again, with follow actions, they're varying constantly, so it's never the same pattern twice. Hi Callu, yeah, good on you, mate. Good luck with that. I've got 2, and it's it's never easy. Shout out to the dads. The dads with young kids. Okay, so so those things are kind of like the cymbals, especially, were tying everything together. So they were going throughout the set. And they just gave me something to mark the time, you know. Cymbal coming again. 2, 3, 4. So those cymbals are key. So it allows you to do stuff like this and gives you space and time to transition between one section and another. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cymbal. So yeah, you get the idea. It kind of gives you like a lead in, and so it's just a kind of like really effective way of building the tension and release between the 8 bars. And so that's the cymbals, and then the effects, and all of these effects I've made myself over time. Now I have a feeling that the trigger, what have I done the trigger here? Quantized, so they are globally quantized. Is that right? Oh. Yeah. So they're really effective. All these like one-shot sight lasers and stuff like that. And then a channel of vocals. Some with like. Of course, I had the screen in front of me, but I was just looking at it purely for orientation. And I was just kind of like improvising it around that kind of basic every 8 bars, you know, kind of. And sometimes I was letting it just roll out longer. Now there's effects chain, and I've spoken about this on previous streams. That was just a delay. So I live really close to a church, so you will hear the church bells. Hey, hello Tom. Elkie in the house. Thank you very much. Tom was on before me and his set was sick. The whole night was a massive inspiration, actually. Yeah, it was really good. Elkie, me, Semtex, J-Doc, Slane. Slane played one of my forthcoming tunes that's going to be released on Ghost Snares. Called Cantelay, which was really good. Oh, really sick night all round. Here's to many more. But yeah, it felt. The thing is, I rehearsed it before I played, and I actually felt more nervous after that than I did before. And then the thing is, it's always when you're like suddenly there and you've got the tech working and it's really loud, just like the sound of the bass, like it's just like you feel like an absolute sorcerer. Yeah, so on one chain I've got a reverb. I've kind of like, you know, created an audio effect rack with 2 chains. One's got a reverb, one's got an echo. Yeah, we can listen to that. And on this controller I have mapped I've mapped some of these knobs here. I don't know if you can see that. There's a row of knobs. Some of them are mapped to the sends. So you see that moving up and down channel 4. So, but also there are these nice little buttons which I've mapped to the breaks. So we can do cool stuff like this. And these 2 faders have got the last 2 faders on here were mapped to auto filters on the breaks that just added interest easily. There we go. So that's those. This is controlling what's going to the send channel. Then on this as well, I had some multi effects on the master channel. Look at this. And what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to pack it all up and put it in the description so people can download it and play with it themselves if they have Live Suite 11. And I'll also put. I'll put all these samples in as well. My original samples I made last year. There's tons of stuff in there, breaks and bass and ads and all that stuff. And if you feel so inclined and you want to say thanks, you can tell a friend about my stuff, or there's like ways to find my music. I've also started a Patreon, and I've got a Coffee account there as well, which I think you can make tips to if you like it. But you can have it for free anyway, because I guess part of what I'm trying to show is that, you know, you can just create create endless stuff like this, and everything is just a stepping. You know, every 8-bar loop I write or I create, I'm always thinking of ways I can tighten that up or make it better. So yeah, this multi-effect thing is kind of doing some good stuff. Start that together. Got that filter. Okay. Flanger. I've also got a filter on the master for this, like fake stuff out, cutting high pass filter, low pass. Bit crusher. Kind of delay auto pan. A choppy, gazy thing. I had two knobs, two sliders doing a lot of work, and then a repeater. So that did quite nice things with vocals. Yeah, I'd like to do more stuff with beat repeaters on the next one, and that was it on that control. But obviously, having two controllers, and I can then just have one dedicated to triggering and one dedicated to effects. So there's so many more controls on this Nano Studio that I'd like to. I wanted to keep it simple first though, and just to make it like, what can I do with just triggering clips alone, really, you know. Okay, yeah, I think that really, and then I did add some EQ and compression and some limiting, and I think it sounded pretty sick actually. Overall, I was pretty happy with it. And a kill switch. A kill switch that stops channel 1 and the bass and keeps the break running. Yeah, there we go. I have to be careful I don't just get carried away and end up just doing hours of jamming. But right, okay. Let me stop here. And let's look how we're going to package this up, because this is useful to know. I feel there's you know, it's easy to forget just like how powerful Ableton is as a piece, like completely enclosed piece of software, and like just knowing every aspect of it. I don't like to think there's not an area that I don't completely fully understand. I want to know its limitations. I want to know where the boundaries are. You know, I want to know, like, the ideal is that you know how to break it. You know, you don't just want nice sounds out of it. You want to know what are its limits. Like, how am I not supposed to use it? This is all quite conventional, to be honest, like how you use here. But like a part of that is just knowing exactly what it does, exactly all its functions, and like, so when you're thinking, how would I do that? You know, because you've encountered it before. So I'm going to save it with today's date. Remember it's Sunday? No, it's day. Sunday. It's Thursday, isn't it? Okay, Live Jungle set. Alright. I'm going to go up to File Manager now. And that is in View in Apple. But I think you can find it another way, like Manage Files. That'll do the same thing. Yeah, I think that does the same thing. So we're going to manage the project here. It's kind of like the way that this screen is laid out. I'm just going to get rid of myself for a moment. The user library is kind of where everything. Actually, I'll put myself gesticulate. User library is everything. The project is the next level down, and then the set is within the project. So you can have multiple sets within one project, and they'll all point to the same samples. So they'll reference the same files. You can't have another set outside of the project. It would, like, if you saved a set in this project somewhere else, like save as, and you saved it in a different directory, it would create its own project. So we are going to manage the project because there's sounds in this that although are we going to do that? Are we going to do that? Because I don't know if people want previous versions of the same thing. So maybe we're going to do set. Yeah, but this tells you all the good stuff about what's going on in your set. I'm going to go back again. I'm going to do manage set this time because I want to see if okay. I see. So I'm going to save live set as, and I'm going to save it outside of here. I'm going to save it one directory up, which is my where I keep all my templates and stuff like that. Save that here, just for demonstrative purposes of like the. All right, that's saved there. Now we're going to collect in all the files that might be referenced elsewhere. So we're going to manage the project, and this is where we can create a packing, and that's just that's the way that Live distributes its own packs. They'll be in a .alp. So we can see that we've got external files, 709 meg of external files. So we're going to collect them into the project, and we're going to collect both of these. I'm going to collect and save. Great, okay. We're going to go back into manage project. I'm sure this is riveting watching at the moment, but I want you guys to have this set. If only you know, to get me to write a load more new stuff as well. So, but even if we all using the same set and we all did like we all played at the same night or something, no two sets would sound alike. I'm going to create a pack now, and there we go. Save in my. Can I save it there? Yeah, just save it there for now. This might take a while because it's just going to add in all the files. So I probably won't be on for ages tonight. Alex, thanks very much. Mr. Nan Lalavan, I guess that's right. Hello, good to have you here. I'm a small YouTuber too, man. But yeah, I hit 100 subs, which is like a big psychological thing today. So hopefully onwards and upwards. Alex, just looking at your comment, I've got that, create some quickly and drop. Yeah, this is like I started this last Christmas, and it takes time. It takes time and practice. And I come from like a gigging background, playing guitar and stuff like that. And I suppose I'm fortunate really that I had years of performance like that. And hopefully I can. This is all audio, you know, and hopefully if you watch some of my other videos, I kind of go into how I make these sound. I'm not sure like if you've seen how much of my other stuff you've seen, but I kind of like building up this arsenal of sounds and loops and stuff that I can then just chuck in a set. And it's really, the parameters are quite simple that I've created to work within. You know, it's kind of like I've got clips that I can turn on and off, and I've got volume faders, and then I've just got some effects. So keep it simple. Keep it simple. One step at a time. Small. Eat the elephant one bite at a time. Just one day at a time as well. Like, don't try and worry about achieving too much of the first go. Keep your goals really, really simple. Just looking at my bit rate, which has really dropped again. So whatever happens, guys, I'm going to put this. I'll put the stuff in the. It says good connection. I think it's lying to me. If it does drop off, I will just try starting the stream again. Really frustrating. Kind of don't know how to make it better. But anyway, I'm still going to, whatever happens, I'm still going to leave this video up even if the quality is bad. And there we go. We've created a jungle live set, and I'm also going to put in all the sounds that I have made from over time, like my homegrown samples. How much is in here? That's not right. 5 gig. 5 gig of samples there. Yeah. Bit rate's pretty bad for me. Kilobytes per second. Sorry if you're experiencing buffering. I'm not sure what I can do to make this better, really. Okay, it was going quite well then. And you can hear the church, they're really going with the church bells tonight. They normally rehearse on a Monday, so I'm not sure what's happening there. Let's see if I've got this live set to put in the chat anyway. Got it on. Possibly not. Maybe I should do it after the fact because it might just like destroy my connection entirely. Good connection. This say. You down? Just make sure I've got nothing on here. It does, yeah. With electronic stuff, Alex, if you can still hear me and you're still getting me, it certainly does. Yeah, and like what jungle, I mean, I guess there's a kind of thing with jungle that like, because it's a bit faster, you kind of have to building the dramas a bit. You've got less time to kind of make everything work. It's a bit more fast paced. I don't know if I'm going to get the stream quality back now that I had, but I'm just going to soldier on until it like drops to 0. And if you're watching back afterwards, then it might be a bit pixelated. But I'm going to put the live set in the description afterwards. I'm going to put the clips in that I made as well in there as well. They're quite big. There's like there's over 5 gigs, so it might take a bit of time for you to download. What else? I think I'll stay on for like another 20 minutes and see how that goes. I don't know why it's dropping frames like that. Cool. Yeah, Alex, warping can be it's knowing the kind of like right. Depends if you're trying to mix like if you're mixing whole songs using warping and using like the way you can I'm going to create a new live set now for now. So if you've got like there's like a crossfader section, isn't there? That is something where you can like set up channels so you can crossfade between them, which is quite cool. And I have DJ'd with live, but in the end I just like I couldn't do any beat matching or anything because the warping was just too. You have to warp the entire song and you have to kind of do a lot of preparation in advance, and it's not the best for DJing in my opinion. Like there's a lot of preparation involved, and part of the thing is spontaneity, I think, isn't it? So like getting the right warp mode is key often. I'm looking with concern at this. This is the problem that happens is like if YouTube is just throwing up warnings for you. Yeah, it's throwing up warnings constantly. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's. I was working on another. Right. Don't save this. we are gonna. There was a good little. Here's a little demo of a sample pack that I'm working on with a friend, with Tom, who was said hello earlier on, which is going to be samples of the Korg wave station. So Tom has got a Korg wave station. They're a bit like the D50s, the Roland D50. They've got some really nice pad sounds. Yeah, Alex, it's a question of balance and practice, I'd say. Like, I had to do a lot of volume tweaking throughout, like right up until right before the gig. What I would say with the effects is just try and get your feedback and your decay set to a level that is like it's like, you know, like the Goldilocks, like just right. It requires tweaking. Sometimes you can just go over the top or too much, so there's not enough, and you can't really hear the effect. But it just takes practice. Just takes practice. Yeah. So that's going to be from a sample pack me and friend are making. Of the Korg wave station. I'm going to call it Deep Atmospheres, we think. So this was I found this on, got sent this, and it's Jungle Tools 1.0, and it's like got some. It's as Tom, who sent it to me, said, it's got some cheese, but there's some. It's a lot of cheese, but there's some good stuff in it, and there's some good like sirens and things.
No, big up all the jungle. All the junglist people, loving them.
Yeah.
No, big up all.
So when I get stuff like that, like it was just a full wav of stuff, and like this, you know, all the sounds grouped together.
Yeah, this one card.
And anyone who's like got samples off of CD, off of the archive.org or wherever, where it comes as just a whole wav. So this is kind of like how I like to deal with it. It's kind of the best method for it. So we've got a little bit here that kind of there was a long bank of audio, there's a load of audio, and then there was some drums and breaks and stuff. I don't really want the drums, so I'm just going to go for the. I'm going to go for just the sound bites and stuff, and the cool sound effects. So there was another little bit here. Let's have a listen. Oops, no. Thick. Okay, so they're all kind of together, and they're all they're all difficult to tell where one finishes and one starts. And when you get like, this is how I like to deal with something like that. That's a bit quicker than maybe like chopping them hand by hand. So we've got this little bit here. I'm going to crop it, and what we're going to do is we're going to chop by transient to a sampler, and then we're going to crop those and save. Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? You know, it's classic, Alex. So I think, yeah, we want a transient for every sample. Sick, great. There is a transient pretty much for every sample there. So I'm going to slice by transient, I'm going to slice to sampler. Okay. Now we have all of our sounds in here. Sorry if the stream is a bit jittery for you. Right. So it's now separated them all out kind of hit by hit. What's frustrating about streaming, I tell you, is that some days you can stream for hours and it just is fine, and other times it just seems to have like really bad runs. It's supposed to be like a 5G internet. It keeps letting me down. So yeah, I'm sorry if anyone is watching and experiencing a lot of buffering. Anyway, I'm just going to soldier on. So now it's kind of chopped them across the keyboard for us. So I've got them chopped across the keyboard, but I don't want that. So I don't want this first one that's just a little bit of noise by the look of it. So get rid of that. Just check the last one. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to go to the... Yeah, you kind of like put them all in a sampler, and then you'll crop these, and then you've got all the... I'll carry on the process. So I'm gonna set these all to C3. No. Okay, C3. I'm going to distribute ranges around... No, the other one. Distribute ranges equal... No. Yeah, set those all to C. Okay, C3. Distribute ranges around... No. Yeah, like that then. Okay. Okay, so now they're all kind of see is that they're all tuned across the piano. Right, and I am just gonna now go to the selector. Let's see how many we've got. We've got 11 samples. I'm going to pull this down to 10. Distribute ranges equally. I'm going to group this, and I'm going to map the selector to macro 1. Call that selector. And I could reduce the range at this point to 10. And then we know that it's going to go up to where our last sample is. Yeah, that's right. Sick. Okay. So at this point, we can just have a look, make sure that they're all kind of nicely aligned where we want them to be, and scan through just to check them. So let's go to 1. That's got a bit there. Let's just pull him down a bit. 2. Yeah, this is kind of it. This is an Ed Rush technique here for sure. It works quite well when you're dealing with. There's a lot of places where you'll just get a long track of audio of all the samples from from an old jungle CD. Like I've got quite a few of them on here as well, where they're can't think of a good one off the top of my head. But there'll be like 5 minutes of breaks all like as one file, and it's just a real pain. Like if you don't want to have to get that every time and like go scroll through. But this is quite a good way of processing them, and it is an Ed Rush technique that's kind of where I first saw it. I think I'm losing my mind a bit because I don't know why I'm not seeing a playhead on this. Let's just do it by eye then. Go. That's mad though, because like you go to get that there. Right as well. Good. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, I will. I'll give it a check. What kind of genre do you make? Is it jungle? Yes. There we go. And now we're going to crop these. And now they're nicely cropped samples. And I also started a previous thing. Yeah, there we go. And I've loaded all those in, so I'm just going to pull those in to my bigger one. Get all these. Cut those. We copy them. Copy you. No, I don't think we can. To drag them on to here. Yes, we can. Go to the bottom. You're there. Great. Okay, we're gonna have to rejig these. Just do them again. Sorry, we don't do that. How many samples have we got now in the thing? This tells us 71. Great, so we pull this down to 70. Distribute ranges equally. We've got one sample. I'm going to map this, and I am going to set this to 71. 70. The zeros inclusive. and we're going to have a nice little rack here now.
Your mission, should you choose to act. Your mission. Your mission.
Oh boy. I thought we had 71 samples, yeah, but that's going up higher than that, isn't it? Yeah. Curious.
Your mission, should you your mission,
There we go.
your mission. Your mission.
Cool. That's sick. I've got them all there. And I'm just going to save this. AW. We'll call this Jungle Tools, because I'm going to add to this Tools 1.0. Yeah, that's right, that'll do. I'm going to save that. There we go. But one better, I am going to crop those. Let's do it again. The stream health. Hey, right, Charlie? I think the stream health looks to be back to normal. Thanks for your comment the other day, Charlie, on the Moomin track. But I'm glad you like that. But there's some pretty choppy amens in that. I enjoyed programming them. So yeah, I've chopped those. I'm going to show in Finder. Let's just make sure we've got the right ones. Yeah. So I think everything that I did to 203. That be right? Well, there's more than that. Jarson, how you doing? Been a while. when was it? Friday, I think.
Yes.
Just chopping some like Jungle Tools samples. I'll put them in the description afterwards for people as WAVs. And I'm just going to leave it a minute so I can chop them all again. And yeah, it was sick, man. It was sick. In fact, I'm going to give. I've once this video's done, I'll put the links to the for people for you to download the set if you want to, or if you haven't got like Live 11, I'll put the WAVs on as well, so you can just get them for whatever you're using. Yeah, it was banging. It's really good. I'll record it next time properly. It was all a bit like, in the moment. You've got to all a bit in the moment, and you just want to focus on doing a good gig. Okay, I'm going to crop that again now, just so I can make sure I've got all the right samples here. Thanks for asking, Jarson. Appreciate it. And I've got 100 subscribers now, so I thought I'd chuck the live setup and some WAVs and stuff as a thank you. Right, let's have a look again. Just check I've got the show in Finder. Right, I'm going by the time here. Okay, this looks a bit better. Is that really right? Yeah, man. Yeah, so yeah, you're welcome. I'll put them all in the thing, in the description. Check back afterwards. So I swear there are duplicates here now. What I've just done here. Oh, I know. Get rid of all these. Can I get rid of all of them? Is that going to get rid of that? All the stuff here? No, shouldn't do. Drop them again. Right, okay, it did get rid of Please work. Okay, alright. Give it a couple of minutes while... I think I might chop the amens on this. This is good.
Respect you every time.
Yeah, that's good, that little bit there. Junglist. Right, let's try one more time to do this. What's the 62 and then it's slice 1. They're all a bit skewed, aren't they? Boy. I think this is the time that here, this last little bit, 20:05. Maybe it is. Junglist. Go and find her. Okay, so maybe it's the 20. Right. Who's that? What else is that then? Yeah, get in there, mate. Your son just responded to your comment. MB for services to jungle and breakbeat. Thanks, man. No, I'm not gonna forget my roots. It's all about the underground for me. Well, I'll do it. So where should I put this? Did I start a... Stopped. Oh, I did it already. Oh god, I did it already. What an idiot. Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna do that again. Okay. Rename these. I have to remember. Oh, there should not be that many. Go back in there to Jungle Tools. Yeah. Okay. Right click. Don't know how easy this is to do on a Jungle Tools version. There we go. Here we go. Nice. There we go, and that's all of them chopped now.
Lock off your blood.
Some good stuff in here. Some good lasers at points.
Yes. Yeah, hey.
Name the tune.
Jungle is
Great. There's some good stuff in here. So I think what I'll package it up for people as well. Yeah. Well, it's nice to have people on and chatting and stuff, and my connection seems to have sorted itself out a bit. Yeah, Charlie, let me know. Just got your question. Okay. So it sounds like you might. I would check. Have you checked where your sample is playing from in the sampler if you're using MIDI? I tend to, so something like a sub, I would do everything in MIDI for like playing the notes in. Let me find a thing. Sub. So I'll show you what I mean. So in like live sampler, make sure we got a sub. Okay. Okay, so something like that, you should have the same in Logic. I would just make sure where you're getting your sample lined up. Because if it's not starting right from the beginning, then you might get, especially with a sub and a kick, you might get some timing issues where, yeah, so in session view, I would probably do I'd keep that in MIDI. I'll keep that in MIDI. And as long as your kind of notes lined up, and it's the same with your breaks. So I don't know how you're putting your breaks in there, but let's just say we went. A lot of people just work with audio. I know that. So it depends on the quality of your. That's good. The Jungle Warfare breaks are all nice and nicely chopped, and they play, or sorry, nicely kind of quantized, if you like. Oh, great. Okay, good. Sick. Yeah. Just watch it. That's like it's easy to chuck something in a sampler and then not know that it's just where you've lined it up, especially if it's like a sub where it's just a continuous, really like big waveform. And just check, always check the start points of the break too. Yeah. Half the fun is just bass lines. See if we can do some more bass lines. Yeah, I'm. What time are we on? 1:15. Anyone got any other questions? Feel free to ask about anything. AMA. Chop and chill. Did I do chop and chill? I feel like I kind of probably did do chop and chill with some of those. There's side B as well. What's side B like? This is the Jungle Tools.
Lighter crow. Quit the bullshit, it's a stick up. Hey, rolling. Keep jumping, you bastards.
Now, crew, is them so they wicked for real? Now, real smart. Later. Come rude boy. 2000.
Some good stuff in there, for sure. I'm wondering what to do, whether I should. I chopped this so far, didn't I? I did this like middle section. Didn't you? So not too bothered about all stuff like that, because it sounds like this. The quality of the vinyl wasn't particularly good. I think they came off, or not the quality. It's like the source of whatever it was recorded from.
Junglist, but it will respect you every time.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Let's chop this. See that? No. Okay, here we go. We get this to work. Let's do some choppage, shall we? Nice and tight. I think it's there's other bits that break as well, like the rest of the Amen. I get this. All right, getting somewhere. Got some character to it. Go to a snare now. I'm going to go into my in-outs and just turn the chokes to 1 so they're not playing together. Do some nice. I always like this. It's like one of my favourite patterns. The halftime kind of feel. Yes. Chat. So, got that snare nice and tight? No, I don't think we have. We've got another like little snare. Nice. Oops, sorry, I didn't want that. Yeah. See if we got there's a nice little hi-hat as well, trying up a pattern. Do some beats ones as well. Yeah, this is a good example of like the break doesn't sound particularly nice. Like the quality of it is quite grainy. It's quite harsh. Sounds like it's been bit crushed or like it's been. So I'm just changing the warp mode here, and that's going to give us a different. Drills. All right. Beats. Do another one that's like pitch things down like a bad boy. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, cymatics. It does, doesn't it? It sounds like it's really quite like crusty. So we've got some nice stuff going on that first one. Thanks very much. Nice to have you on. Thanks for saying hello. So like maybe if we doing some got these pitch. Oh yeah, I need to actually do it first. So we've got repitch mode, and if we double it, it's going to essentially drop it down an octave. Because Ableton is looking to match the duration using the pitch. Yeah, I mean this sounds great, doesn't it? It's like I think this cymatics. If you had this with like something a bit more like a bit cleaner every now and again, you know, it would. Yeah, every now and again, get like a bit of cleaner amen at points, it would kind of work as a nice like foot counter. Yeah. Soothing RX8, good to. Oh yeah. Yeah. You want the contrast, man. Like, you want the... I think you can kind of get that nowadays. Yeah, mashing. That's what I do. I love that as well. Yeah, glad you think so, man. Yeah, it does. It's kind of like it's the you kind of like you can sometimes like set up. You know, like you can be getting you got your like halftime really grungy low pitch bits. They've got that kind of halftime feel. Bringing in these other bits. I mean, one thing we can even do is we could set, these are kind of choked at the moment, but we could take the choke off. Get some stuff going on there. Bad stuff like this. Yeah. Stoppage, man. Stoppage. Yeah, man. Yeah, I have cymatics. I have tried the Ackizer, and I've got a feeling it doesn't work with this with Mac OS anymore. So I did actually. Um, there's another video I did about kind of getting the same sound in Ableton without the Accuizer, but like yes, but that's another thing we could do. You can bring the time stretching things in for this. Yeah, it's sick plugin though. It's wicked. Um, yeah. I can hear like something happening. Yeah. Yeah. What, like the Accuizer or the or this? If my mate's got an S1000, and we're gonna run some breaks through it and kind of chop them all up in yeah. So like S950 have a much nicer like time stretch function, but S3000 was like what, tighter was it, or better the other way around, but golden tool nonetheless. Yeah. Yeah, cool. It is. I did try it. Like I've probably still even got them here. Oh, have you? Sick. I think there's people. That's yeah. My So yeah, wicked. That sounds really cool. I've my friend is it? Yeah. More high. Yeah. What? Because 16-bit is it the 3000s or something? Has it got up to 16-bit? And it's the 12-bit that gives a lot of this stuff like the top end, like the classic jungle, like the top end. I think, doesn't it? Like when you listen back to it, there's something so present about it. There's something so toppy about the sound of it. Um, like it's a bit like hip hop, like a lot of the kind of mid-90s hip hop as well. Cool. Yeah. I really see this. I do everything in the box at the moment. I've never had the opportunity to kind of mess around with a sampler. Yeah. And I'm gonna try and make a sample packs of S1000 breaks at some point. So do what you're suggesting, cymatics, of like running it through to get the character, and then chopping them in Ableton. Mm. Yeah, I need to mess around with the filters. I've heard good things about those. Yeah, yeah, like people doing like filter swells and stuff on rolls. Uh, sick. Yeah, hybrid. What do you mean by that? Sorry, it's probably just me. That's me, not know it. Like, oh, do you mean? Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But like hardware, computers and stuff. Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't want I wouldn't want to show off like any avenue really. You know, if it if it worked for my creative, my situation to kind of just, yeah, I agree. I really agree. Like, I think to be a kind of purist, like, and I understand, like, there's quite, like, in jungle, there's a lot of people who still make it on Ataris, on Amigas, even on Amigas, and with samplers and stuff like that. And I think, like, that's amazing. And I wish I could have a go at that, but, like, I've kind of come from having a laptop, and, like, it's the only tool at my disposal really at the moment. So, but yeah, I would never. I like, everything has its benefit. Everything has its unique character and its unique place, I think. Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I hear that from a lot of people. Um, what I mean, this is how, like, this is how I like to do it with my breaks. Really, I like to build up these, like, lots of these drum racks with all these clips in, and then I often jam things out. If you've seen any of my other videos, like where I start tracks and stuff. Yeah, like stuff like that. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I'm big on trying to keep that in my music as well. Like, in the door is the opposite, isn't it? Yeah. 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 You're not the first person to say that. Thank you. That's a real. I mean, everything's kind of quantized. I know that I've watched Spin Scott, and I know he does stuff with pads and things. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I think, like, for me, it's about tunes. It's about writing tunes. Does it help me write tunes quicker? Does it help me write tunes quicker? Does it help me write more interesting tunes? Those are the kind of questions I'm asking with everything. Like, if I'm finding that like you said, you actually, maybe that's not the right train of thought, but the boundaries, I think I think you're spot on. That is the good stuff about this, and people were forced to be creative within those boundaries, where they might only have like 4 channels or whatever it was on the Amiga, and they had to kind of use that to their advantage. And I think nowadays with, like, the door, it's like you just got limitless possibilities. So people open it to start a track, and they're like, "Well, I'm going to go looking for sounds first," and kind of, so you're in this. You've got, like, and with a door, essentially, you can use any sound from anywhere. You can use any synth from anywhere. That someone's going to have sampled it or whatever. So I tried to. I guess just to, over time and with habit, I've kind of, yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, it does. Yeah, you're right. It's like the tiniest little changes. Um, the And of course it works. If you've got, like, one amen and you've got another amen, and I've got lots of amens. I've got bare amens for days. Um, where's the last one? I kind of like to chop an amen every few days. Don't get withdrawal symptoms. But then when you start putting them together, it depends what they say. Yeah, I think so. You know, like yeah, you could like take it up to 190, couldn't we? Um, yeah, no, same here. I think it's just like it's like there's just too much for the brain to process at any one time, like in a good way. So you kind of like, what is going on? I came from like playing guitar, like electric guitar. Yeah, man. Hello, Callo. I didn't see you on. Yeah, man. Yeah. How far are we in now? Quite far. Yeah, coming up to 2 hours. Maybe I'll just go till 9 o'clock. Um, yeah. So I came from playing like fast guitar, like heavy metal guitar and stuff like this. So I think all this, it's like the techiness of it. I love. I didn't know. I came from. I was born in London, grew up in Essex. Came to Birmingham for university. Stayed really. Been to Bristol recently and was really impressed with the place actually. And I know there's a big like D&B and jungle scene there. Um, yeah, man, me too. Why are you Bristolian, Cymatics? I'm wondering if I've heard the name Cymatics before. Now that I say that, like, have you released anywhere or like, or do you like? It's not that Sage Mega. You're not to do with Sage Mega Core, are you? I don't think. Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's what does it for me. The complete like I love kind of writing intricate patterns to the breaks. And then okay, Border of Wales. What like Shrewsbury or something like that. But you don't have to reveal where you are, of course. um, yeah, intricate. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm wondering if I've seen your name. Um, Callo, I'm going to put it in the description afterwards. Yeah, so don't worry, you haven't missed it, man. It'll be there for everyone forevermore. Um, no, maybe I've just got that kind of face. I don't know if we've met in person. I mean, I've spent the last few. I'm kind of just coming out of like I've got a couple of young kids, and you know my kids are just getting a bit bigger now, so it's a lot of just raising children these last few years. But not as back partying now a bit more. But um, yeah, Caleb, I'll put everything in the description after the video. So just check back later. Give me some time. Yeah, no worries. You're welcome. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for commenting and all that stuff. You know, it's yeah, it's massive support to me. I didn't think I'd get kind of like the support I'm getting so far at this point. So I really appreciate everyone who comes on and actually contributes and leaves a comment, joins the live stream and stuff, or even doesn't do that. It's just, yeah, it's great to have everyone here. Hopefully I can keep bringing the content from Rack 2111 and demonstrate like how I write a tune from start to finish on stream, because that will happen at some point. And I don't mean in one session. I might try and do it in one session, but I mean there's lots of me starting tunes, and I want to kind of show people how I do the whole process as an exemplar. I was going to say exemplar then, but as an example of like how I write music and how you can like, yeah. Cheers, man. Cymatics, thanks. That's what I've like. I think nowadays it's like where do you draw the line? Yeah, cheers, Kalu. You know, where do you draw the line with like how much you show people? Because like whether you're me, or whether you're Coco Bryce, or whether you're Tim Reaper or something, your chances are they'll be doing similar things one way or another. They'll be using a door, and they'll be using, you know, Jasa. Bless up. Bless YouTube community. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks. I know. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gushing now. Yeah. I just want to show people that it's fun and that it can be painless, and like making electronic music, whether it's jungle or any other genre, you know, practice, and you'll get there, and that like all whatever knowledge you've got, like whatever knowledge I share, whatever clips I give away, I'll just wake up tomorrow and think of more clips I can make and more things I can talk about, because music to me is just something I think about all day, every day, and I'm always thinking how I can push myself as a musician, and how giving something back to people who are like, I know what it's like struggling with this stuff, and like kind of giving back to the community in some way or another in the form of knowledge, that you learn as much doing that as you do giving it to, as you do teaching it to people. You learn as much from doing the teaching as you do from being at the receiving end of the teaching. So yeah, so I will say, I think I'm going to bring it to a close now, because I'm going to debrief and stuff coming to the end of the day. But just want to say thanks for everyone who showed up. Big up yourself. If you're making tunes, stick at it. If you're DJing, stick at it. If you're performing, or if you're just out to enjoy the samples and stuff like that, then bless up. And I probably won't. I might be on Sunday, but maybe might be another week or so before I'm back on. Just my schedule's a bit busy at the moment. But yeah, come back to this video and yeah, nab all the stuff that I'll put in. Yeah, big up. All right, I'm gonna sign off. Yeah, Kalu, cheers, Sigmatic, Cymatics. Cheers, man. Jarson, cheers. Big up, yeah. Bless. Cool. All right. I'll see you around on